Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, it's Labor Day and the weather is gorgeous. It is 70 degrees with a light breeze with no humidity. Perfect weather to apply Formic Pro onto the hives, and it's going to be this way pretty much for the whole week. Top temperatures will maybe be at 80 at the most, and low temperatures at night are around 60 degrees. So all the parameters when it comes to temperature is perfect for this product. Now to go over with you, it says you can apply it up to 85 degrees. It never does say anything about humidity, but I found that I like to apply it anywhere from 70 to 80 degrees, no more than 80 degrees. I like to have it at low humidity, and I've never had any bad effects as far as losing any queens using those temperature parameters along with low humidity when I've always applied it. So we're going to go ahead and get suited up. And I've got the hive lifter out here today, and we will take off that top medium brood box, which is pretty much full of nectar sources. And I'm going to give you an update on the hive that I had requeened, the production hive, and also the nuke that I found that was totally queen, which was just robber bees and stuff. So let's go ahead and get suited up. All right, we're all suited up and we're ready to take off this top box. I'm gonna go ahead and take the telly cover off and break the box apart from the rest of the hive. And use my hive lifter. All right, we're engaged. Just push down and back it up. No lifting, which is really nice. Got my bag of Formic Pro here. Go ahead and smoke down the bees. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of this bird comb so it doesn't interfere with the pads. And here's the pads. Put one about right there. One about right there. And that is it. And we're ready to put the box back on. Raise it up just a little bit. Line the back edge up, and it should be pretty close to being straight on the hive. And there we have it. And that hive's all done, and we'll be back in 2 weeks, 14 days, and then we will remove the Aprivar or Formic Pro Strips, and then actually I'll start feeding about that time. So let's go ahead and move on down to the next hive. All right, here we're at the second hive. A lot of good population in this hive. A lot of bees up on top. Seems like there's a lot of stuck frames on that one. Go ahead and grab the box, back it up. Bees are not very happy. I'm gonna knock this burr comb off. A little bit of propolis on the edges here. And that one's done. Okay, hives put back together, and we'll go on down to the next hive. Okay, here we're at the third hive. Pretty much repeat the same process. Break the box apart. That one was pretty easy to get apart. Pretty good population. I see a lot of cat brood in there. Okay, ready to put the box back on. And that's it. It's all put back together. Quick and easy, especially with the hive lifter taking all the weight off when it comes to that top honey super box. I'm going to go ahead and go on down the line and get the rest of it done, and then I'll be back with you here. Wanted to give you some updates on the queen hive that I requeened, and the first queen was a dud, and then the second queen, it looked like it had been killed by the bees, along with that nuke area. Well, everyone, I'm here at another hive. Something I wanted to go over with you right quick is, number one, when you're applying Formic Pro, no entrance reducers. Your entrance has to be wide open. Secondly, I have screen bottom boards, and they recommend to take your IPM board or your Coroplast board and put it underneath the screen bottom and block the screen bottom, so it keeps the fumes inside the hive. Remember, the fumes in this stuff is heavier than air, so it goes down into the hive. So you want to kind of contain the fumes within the hive, but have ventilation with a full, wide open entrance area. So I just wanted to go over that with you before I continue on down the line. Well, everyone, I'm standing there in front of the hive stand where I had that 10-frame hive. It started out with a queen that I called it was a dud. That was the dud queen video. She was in there, wasn't laying anything at all for at least a couple weeks. So I pinched her. I went and bought a queen here off the eastern shore of Maryland. I installed her. She was released probably in about 3 days. I went back in 5 days after I installed her, and then I did find a frame that had eggs in it. And I said, well, that was great, and everything looked great. So I went through this hive on the last video, and I had, I think it was 3 or 4 frames of cat brood, open larvae, and I had probably a dozen small emergency queen cells on the face of those frames where they had laid eggs, and they were making queen cells. And I went through the frames in that hive one by one, looking for the queen. There was no queen whatsoever, and the bee population was pretty good, but nothing great. So I made the decision to go ahead and take those frames of brood, and I put them in 2 other hives here in the row that could use them. And then I went ahead and I shook the bees out in front of a couple different hives here so they could find a new home. And then I took the comb and all the woodenware and took it away, stored it away. Some of the drawn comb, I went ahead and put it in my freezer for safekeeping because it mostly was brood comb. The top box was full of honey. Some of it was capped over from where they had pulled it in when there was a flow here about a month ago. And I thought about putting it a 10-frame box of that medium on one of these hives here, and then I really didn't want to do that. So what I did was I've got 2 medium 5-frame boxes, took the 10 frames out of that, and then I put a 5-frame medium box of honey on some nukes down the row where they were double deeps, and they did have honey in them, but they always seem to run out of honey come springtime around March. So I went ahead and put those boxes on top of 2 of those hives. So now they have resources, and I think they should be able to get right through till springtime, which is right around April. So that's what's the update on the 10-frame hive that first had a dud queen, and then it had a, I'll call it a supersedure queen. And then on the 5-frame nuke that I found in the last video, which was completely queenless. It was completely robbed out. And I would say all the bees in that box was robber bees. I went ahead and took those comb along with the woodenware away, shook all the bees out onto the ground because I'm sure they were all robber bees so they could go back to their parent hive. And I also took all that woodenware and wax and either stored the wax in my freezer for safekeeping, and of course the woodenware in my storage building. So that's the updates on those 2 different hives. And so right now I've lost over the last month and a half 4 hives. So I'm down from 28 down to 24 hives, which is fine. The main thing that the positive thing I'll say is the fact that I didn't waste any sugar water feed on them. I did not waste any mite treatments on them, which is extra money poured down the drain for nothing because of the hives would most likely died anyway. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.